Hi everyone, it's Heidi from Flutter by Heidi. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based here in the United Kingdom, and today I'm playing with Floating and Fluttering. Lovely stamp set in the January to June mini catalogue that won't be hanging around, so if you like it, grab it while you can. It's a great stamp set because actually you get two dies to cut out this lovely combined image here, and you've also got individual dies to cut out butterflies, and you can either colour them with blends, which I'm going to do now, or you can use these infill stamps to actually colour those butterflies too. So I've actually teamed it with a little bit of paper from the Sand and Sea Suite, which I just love this paper. I've used our blending brushes to create the background, and then added some lovely opals on the front there, and then I've just used a couple of colours of Seaside Spray, some So Saffron and Seaside Spray and So Saffron to colour those butterflies, and just pop those up on some dimensionals. So I think so, and I say that sort of card you could easily put whatever sentiment you wanted on the front there. I've left it blank so I can add mine when I need to use it. So let's get started. To start off with, you're going to need a piece of thick Whisper White, basic white cardstock, which I'm in the UK, so it's half a sheet of A4, just under 29 centimetres by 10.5, which I've scored at 14.5. So 11.5 by 4 1/8 at 5 3/4 for UK cardstock. And then I'm just going to use some Seaside Spray ink and one of our gorgeous blending brushes, she says optimistically, having got a blue brush out. There we go. So I have to say I've bought a second set of these so I can keep one for kind of each colour tone. And then all you do is just blend that out. I'm starting sort of in the centre where I'm likely to cover it up anyway. But they blend so beautifully, you get a lovely soft effect. Like so. And just doesn't take very much, you don't need much pressure on it at all. And I'm kind of coming sort of not quite all the way out, but sort of coming up to the top and the base, and just sort of adding. And the thing with blending is you can always add more colour. So you know, make sure you start light and add more. It's far more difficult to try and blend out afterwards, and that's why I tend to dab on this, just on the side, just to minimise any harsh or darker areas. There we go. So that's sort of, it just gives a very subtle sheen. And while I've got my ink pad out, I'm grabbing my lovely butterfly image. I'm just going to pop that up on my stamping pierce mat. So photopolymer stamps, just a reminder, always a good idea if you've got one to use a stamping pierce mat or a piece of foam to give some cushioning. Red rubber stamps have already got that cushioning on, but what you want to do is I'm just going to pop that image just towards the top, and then I'm just going to add that towards the bottom as well. So you've just got that those lovely butterflies. Such a quick and easy background to create. I'm going to quickly clean that off using my so Simply Chamois. You can see mine is well loved. Just, you know, rinse it with water, and that is a really great way when you're in the middle of crafting to clean those stamps off really quickly. So I'm going to pop that to one side and very quickly grab my scrap of Whisper White, and I'm going to use my Memento ink just to ink that up really well, because I'm going to use blends. Always use Memento ink. The blends are alcohol based, so you want an ink for your outline that isn't alcohol based. There we go, nice crisp image there. And then with this stamp set, as I said, you get these fabulous multi dies, and just pop that. I just use a little bit of, you see a bit of post-it note tape there, and this will fit in our lovely mini cut and emboss machine as well. Really handy little machine, which you can see here. And it comes with plates ready to go, everything you need. So you can see I've got a cutting plate here. I'm just going to pop my die on there. And this will take some dies up to about 3 inches across. Great little size, perfect for travel. And in the catalogue you will see where it's suitable for the mini cut and emboss machine. That's probably made my camera wobble. I'll apologise now if it has. Then you get a lovely image, just pops out, as you can see there. So now we can start doing a bit of colouring. Okay, so I've, because I'm using the sort of blues here, oh, the other thing I've done already is I have die cut one of the frame shapes, which is in the same die set. And then to create this layer, what I'm doing is with my Seaside spray, a fairly light colour, just in case it, you don't trim it all right. I'm just stamping. And I'm not worrying about stamping that on my stamping pierce mat because I'm actually going to cut that away. So this is a way of getting a layer, because you've got this is normally cut out by this die here, and I want to create a layer. So all I'm going to do is just come in on the inside of that image. So it's sort of, reverse cutting out really. Just to take that like so. So that's going to be a layer on my Whisper White, and obviously you could add a layer of colour if you wanted. Because I've got the blue behind, I just wanted to sort of accent that contrast. Like so. So that's going to be our layer. I might pop it on, depending on which you prefer, pop it on. And so that's using our lovely Sea and Sand DSP again. Retiring time of year, that'll be here till the end of June for us. But I was with quite a few of these things, particularly in the mini catalogues. If you like something, I always say to people, get it while it's there, because you never know. Stampin' Up! Love to create beautiful things which are very seasonal, so it's lovely to have them because they're still obviously going to be popular, but then they can't keep everything forever. So all I'm doing is I'm colouring in my butterflies, just using my Seaside spray overall, to give that a nice colour. So by adding this, it starts to saturate the card, which will help it blend. So I'm now going to come in with a really bright, this is much brighter than I usually use, but it's my light Magenta Madness, and I'm just going to pop that in the middle there, just as a little sort of accents. The beautiful thing is obviously the you could make each of these butterflies different if you wanted to, to represent different butterflies, but I rather like making ones up that are just a little bit fun. I've got my dark Seaside spray here, and I'm using my bullet tip to get a really dark bit on the outer edge there. So this is just the bullet tip gives you the chance to really get some detail in, but it also tends to give a darker edge as well. So I quite like it. It's just sort of on those outer edges. And then I'm going to come in and blend that with a combination of both the light Seaside spray, and again using the brush, start to get some sort of purpley tones where those are blending in. And it just softens all of those lines, like so. And then if you need to blend them any more, then just grab the colour lifter. So this is a blender as well as a, so if I want something a little bit light, so I just want to soften that really deep pink, and just lighten that a little bit by sort of pushing the colour in. And there we have our butterflies, and all I'm going to do is cut away where those leaves join on. Obviously you could use the leaves if you wanted, and you can really see how that, the quality of these alcohol markers have really saturated the card, so you're doing a really good colour. There we go, like so. So all that remains now is to pop our this up on dimensionals, and I haven't used the whole of the label on this. I quite like coming in and trimming that away. Plenty of dimensionals just to give it some support. You don't want it, particularly if it's going in the post, you want to make sure it's well supported. And just peel those off. And then I'm going to put it so it's about kind of 2/3 the way across. Just have a look at your sort of composition, so around about 1/3 of the way down. Nice and level. And then come in from the reverse and cut that away. And then all that remains is for me to add some dimensionals to the inner sections of these butterflies, because where it is, you'll see here, it's just that we don't want the tips. So I'm just adding 3 dimensionals each to the tips, and just add another one on the other wing as well. And I've obviously not got round to drawing on the back of my dimensionals for that one. And then just add those to the front of your card and finish them off with some of our beautiful opal rounds, just to give it a little bit of shimmer. And with the opal rounds, I generally give them a little bit of a press before I lift them off, just because, to make sure that that glue dot is really well stuck on the back. So there we have a pair of beautiful, pretty cards using our Floating and Fluttering. If you'd like to purchase this stamp set, it comes in a bundle with 10% off, if you want the dies as well. Add in the opal rounds, and this is the Sand and Sea Designer Series paper. Thanks for watching. Pop along to my blog at flutterbyheidi.co.uk, or follow the links in the description bar below this video, and you can follow the links to the products. Thanks for watching. Bye now.